Hello everyone, my name is Sachin and today I'm going to talk about how you can build the list of real Amazon customers, your Amazon customers with their real email IDs. I'm not talking about the encrypted email IDs, I'm talking about their original real email IDs which is linked to their Amazon account. This is one of the coolest strategies which will allow you to build a massive list of real Amazon customer data. I just want to give you a fair warning that this is a pretty cutting edge system and automated system to get the real email IDs of your Amazon customers. Now, whether this is strategy you would like to use in your business or not is your decision. But I want to give you a tool or a strategy or system where actually you can build those database fairly quickly. Now, first thing is, what is the biggest difference between we as an Amazon seller and Amazon itself? The most important thing is they actually owns the data. They owns the customer data. They have their email IDs. They have their purchase behaviors. They know what they are viewing and everything. While us as a seller, they only give us the order information. So we just have their physical addresses and what they have purchased from our store. Not more than that. So Amazon owns the customer data. Now, why the customer data is important? Now, what Jeff says here is very clear that Amazon is focusing mostly on the customer experiences. They want to make sure that customer is at the top priorities. They would like to see what they are buying, how they are buying, what is their behaviors. So they're tracking everything. So the A9 algorithm, which is the most sought after things everyone wants to crack, is nothing but finding out the way and mechanism for the better user experiences. Now, if you see, they have got this frequently bought together. It is based on the data which is they have gathered from the user experiences based on the customer purchase behaviors. Similarly, what they have recently viewed, they're showing that, and they're also showing that what is the alternate suggestions. So basically, their complete home page is designed based on the customer information. So Amazon can communicate freely with their customers because they have the customer data. So their messages are very personalized. Their website is personalized based on the customer experiences. So what is the single biggest asset for you as an e-commerce seller is the Amazon customers real email ID. So if you have real email IDs, you can do this whole email marketing, and the statistics shows that still the email marketing is still the single biggest factor of the revenue generation. So single biggest asset for us as an Amazon seller, as an e-commerce seller, is having the customer email ID and their purchase behavior, what the orders they are buying and all those things. Now, if you see the statistics, this clearly says that still each dollar spent on the email marketing is going to generate a $40 of revenue. Now, still it is massive. It is better than any other marketing platforms. So if you don't have the right strategies for the email marketing, so you are missing on the biggest revenue potential. And the most important thing is, if you're sending the personalized messages based on their purchase behaviors, exactly like how Amazon does, then you can increase the growth by 4 times. So you can send any sort of promotional emails, inventory emails, first time buyer, opt-in, newsletters, create the Facebook audiences. I mean, possibilities are limitless. So you can use in any way once you have got the email ID. So there are two things. One is having the email ID of the customer, the real email IDs, where we can send those emails, marketing emails, and other is the order information. Now we have the order information. We have got the customer address, which product they have bought, what is the price they have bought, all those information. But the problem is we do not have their email IDs. Amazon doesn't allow us to give email IDs. They used to give us the phone earlier, long time back. They have stopped doing that as well. So we do not have any mode of communication other than using the encrypted email IDs, which is completely gated by Amazon. You cannot do anything other than sending the order related message. You cannot send any external links. You cannot do any marketing promotionals. You cannot do any sort of cross sale, anything is absolutely prohibited. If you're doing that, you're going against the terms and conditions of Amazon. So I mean, as an Amazon sellers, we are slightly restricted on what we can do with this customer, Amazon customer. By having this masked email IDs, we cannot initiate any sort of email marketing. So to grow our business, now we have the order information. So possibly we can think of uh, identifying, making sense of the sales data, but now we do not have the real email to communicate with them. So basically, uh, we are literally stopped doing any sort of marketing promotion. So being Amazon seller, we still want to create the list. Now the strategies most of the ninja guys or most of the Amazon seller applies is they have the inserts on their packaging. They do the Facebook marketing to capture the leads and the email IDs. They have their own web opt-ins on their websites, lifetime guarantees and all those things. So now at least they have the chance to get the email IDs. Now by having those strategies, you are getting the email IDs. Now we have the email IDs, we have the customer order information, but we cannot link the real email IDs with the customer data. We cannot make sense unless we can say this real email ID is linked to the order information XYZ. So unless we have that information, we cannot make sense of what our customers is buying, what is their behaviors, and we cannot send any sort of personalized messages. And now think about a tool which can do this magic trick for you, where you have the email ID and it can actually speaks to the Amazon and say, hey Amazon, I have got this real email ID. Give me the order ID, give me the information, and I want to use this information for marketing purpose. Now Amazon may not like that, but that is possible. Now we have implemented that system uh, in our application, which does exactly the same. Now the power of it is you just need the email ID, real email IDs, and it can find from your Seller Central account if that email ID has ever purchased from you in your whole entire operations as an Amazon seller. Now this becomes powerful as soon as systems gives you the information, yes, this customer has purchased 4 products. Now do you have got very powerful information about the customer that they have, they are the old customer, they have purchased from us. Now based on that, you can trigger specific campaigns to nurture them. You can do upsell, cross sell, anything you can do in email marketing, because now you have got the key information. Now the key information is the email IDs and their specific sales behavior. So how the system works is, the first step is to have the strategies to capture the real email IDs. So once we have the real email IDs, we identify connecting to the Amazon systems to get their order information and all the data related to that, and then we update that into the Infusionsoft system. Now, if you don't know about UnifieCom application actually integrates all your seller information, all the customer sales and product data into the Infusionsoft CRM for automating sales and marketing processes. You can send the order related emails through Infusionsoft. You can create landing pages. I mean, you can do anything what you're doing with any other external softwares, and you can have a unified view of all your customers in one place. So this is the new launch, and we have done a beta launch to our existing customers. Let me show you how it works and so how you can create the automations within 1 hour and start generating those emails and connecting it with the Amazon orders. So this is the UnifieCom app and the specific function of getting the Amazon real email IDs and connecting it with their specific order IDs and updating that into the Infusionsoft CRM. So there are multiple features in that. So I'm going to explain each part and how you can use that manually, how you can use that using the CSVs, and actually one of the most coolest features here is how you can create a form, an automated form which can be used to trigger certain email automations. So let's talk about all those 3 features one by one. The first thing is you have got the email ID in your system. It could be from someone has actually went to your website and inquiring about your product and all those things. So you have got all those email IDs which is coming up, but then you have no idea basically are these, they may be potentially your existing Amazon customers who have bought it from you, but no way you can link those customers with their orders if there is. So the best way is, let's say you have got some customer who has bought it from you and you got it in your support at yourwebsite.com, and what you do is you simply come to this application and give their name. For example, I will say Sachin at UnifieCom.com. let's say if I purchased. And the other thing what you can do is, let's say you are sure that their Amazon order ID is this, you can give that, or if you know their Amazon encrypted email IDs or which the Amazon provides, you can use that. But these two is something I won't recommend to use that. But if you are sure that this email ID is linked to this order ID is, use that. It's gonna update your Infusionsoft system and update those email IDs. But the best thing is you don't need to use these are the optional things, and what you have to do is you just give this email IDs and click on update, and it's gonna update this email ID. It's gonna go to the Amazon, find the information and update that. For those who don't know about Infusionsoft system, this application connects your Amazon data and send it across to Infusionsoft system. Now it is a sales and CRM application where you can store all your customer data. So let me show you how it looks like in the Infusionsoft system, so which will give you the clarity of how UnifieCom connects with Infusionsoft and how these real email IDs will be captured. Okay, so this is the Infusionsoft dashboard. As you can see, we have created different sort of statistics to calculate the order values and what is the sales and all those things. The other thing is you can click on the orders and you can see all your orders which is coming from Amazon. So all these orders will be there, so you can easily find out which customers and everything, and you can click on the order details to find the order information which has been sold recently. So in this case, for example, it says which product they have bought and which customer it is. So if you click on the customer, it gives you the information about the customer, and it has got the product details, which product they have got. Now if you see the Amazon, it is using the Amazon encrypted email ID here. So our aim is, if somehow this customer contacts us and we are able to match that, we want to replace this Amazon encrypted email ID with their real email IDs. Now this gives us an opportunity to communicate with them freely. So let's go back to the UnifieCom app. The other thing which it is highly customized. So if you see, I'm gonna give my customer details. Let's say I'm the customer, and it also asks, let's say, what you want to do if there is a match of your customer data. So let's say I can give a segment, for example, 1 second. I'm gonna say apply the tag match match found if this email ID is actually matching with my customer, then apply this tag. Now the second part is where it says where apply the tag when there is no history. No history means that Infusionsoft doesn't have the data. They are your Amazon customers, but Infusionsoft doesn't hold your customer data, which means, okay, if Infusionsoft doesn't have, you would like to load those customer information from Seller Central to Infusionsoft so that you can start marketing that. So let's say I'm going to apply the tag as no history here. And similarly, let's say the third category is where this email ID has not done any purchase from your store. Now, although they have not purchased from us, let's apply the tag. For example, I'm going to apply the tag as no data. Okay, no data, and I'll click on update. So now the UnifieCom system will go to the Amazon Seller Central database system and finds and checks whether this real email ID actually belongs to any of your customer or not. So once it does, it's gonna have this information updated in this log, and it says, okay, status is no data, which means this email ID doesn't belongs to any of your customer data. And it's gonna check for the entire your whole Seller Central database. So basically, even if let's say you subscribe to UnifieCom from last 3 months, but it's still gonna check and go up to the last 7 or 8 years, or how long you are actually operating your Amazon business, and find out if this email ID has ever purchased any product from you. So if it is purchased, then it's gonna apply the tags accordingly as you have specified in the manual process. Now you can see in the Infusionsoft, let's say for example we have tested with Sachin at unifiecom.com. This is the email ID, and it has clearly shown as no data. So basically no data means that this customer is not an Amazon customer. Now you can define any of your tags based on your business needs. Now one way it is good because we are capturing both the email IDs, the Amazon customers email IDs, and also the email IDs which you have received from different leads, like when we are doing the Facebook marketing or any sort of promotions where let's say for example we have done the Facebook ad marketing where we are having an opt-in page. So individuals are going into the opt-in page, giving their email IDs, but they have not actually bought anything. Now we have a system in place where we can have the understanding of which are our customers who have bought it from Amazon's and who are not our customers. So we can have a different sort of marketing strategies for both those customers. So we can have a different marketing strategies for both the leads. Coming back to UnifieCom, now this is the manual process, which actually I don't like, and the reason I don't like is if I have got lots of email IDs and I have to do each email IDs individually one by one, it's a waste of time. So I don't think many of my clients or many of my users is gonna have this functionalities used most of the time. What they're gonna do is they're gonna use the second functionality we have created, and which is okay, let's have everything in the spreadsheet and just upload the spreadsheet and let system find those information and update that automatically into the Infusionsoft system. Now you may have those email IDs coming from different sources. So what you can do is you just combine all those data, whether you have those information in the ClickFunnels, Aweber, or any sort of marketing tools you are using, get all those email IDs and use the CSV which has been provided here, and give all those email IDs here. This is the only mandatory part. You can ignore all those Amazon email and Amazon order IDs. If you have already matched the order ID with the email and you just want to update the Infusionsoft system, then these things is needed. Otherwise you can simply delete that. The other thing is you want to give the information what tags you would like to apply. It is always good practice to apply the tags so that you can identify the information about the match and no history. Now it is the tag IDs, so you are not giving the tag names but the tag IDs. Now the tag IDs is actually specific functionality of the Infusionsoft system, where you can go to the Infusionsoft system and under settings, CRM settings, you can see all the tags, and each tag has its own individual IDs, as you can see here. So you just have to apply and find those tag IDs and update that in the CSV file. So once it is updated, you just upload this CSV file here, and as soon as it's updated, it's gonna pull out all the records and start checking on the background. Now all the information, all the logs you will see here, no data, it's finished. Basically green means there is a match, and it says, for example, this email is related to this encrypted email ID, and we have updated the Infusionsoft. And no history means, okay, yes, there is we have this customer is real, but we do not have the data in Infusionsoft system. So that's how it works. So now these are the two functionalities, but here the thing is, there is still a manual process. If you see, you are actually finding out do you have some marketing campaigns where you are capturing those emails, and then you are listing those emails and updating the CSVs and uploading that, and then it is actually saving it into the Infusionsoft system, which is great. At least you are able to match that. But we would like to have a system where things can be automated. So I'm going to give you an example how you can do that, and this is one of the cool strategies where you can create different sort of landing pages and the marketing strategies and allow your customers to give that email ID to you, and you can match that and give them some sort of freebies or any sort of free product or lifetime guarantee, any sort of things which they are attracted to. So now how you can do that, I'm going to show you how you can easily implement that. So the third functionality we have got is a form builder. So what it is just assume a situation, you would like to capture the Amazon email ID, but also while you're capturing the email ID, you would like to verify whether this actual email ID belongs to their Amazon account or not. The important is, if it is not linked to Amazon account, there's a possibility these guys are using some sort of their own junk sort of email IDs which they will never use. They're just using it for getting the coupons and all those things. Now our main aim is to make sure our strategy is where the customer is actually entering their email ID which is associated with their Amazon account. Now that email is very powerful because they're going to check those emails on a daily basis, which means if you're doing any sort of marketing emails to those email IDs, it has got much more better response than any of their second or third junk emails they might be using, and they might be completely ignoring that. So which is why it becomes very powerful. So let's talk about the automation which we can create within 60 minutes or so. So the first thing is this form builder. So I'm going to come back to this form builder. So let's think about the strategy. Let's say our strategy is I'm going to give them a lifetime guarantee if they purchase my product from the Amazon. Now how I'm going to communicate that is not through the order email automations, but I'm going to communicate through the postcard, or it could be through the inserts and all those things. Now within the insert they will have the link to the landing page where they're going to give their email IDs. So let's say you have those systems in place where customer will get their package, they can see the inserts and go to those landing pages, or it could be in your website, or it could be that you can send an automated thank you card. So let me show you how you can use this email hack form builder to create the landing pages where Amazon customers can come, give their real email IDs in return for some sort of favor, like it could be the lifetime guarantee, it could be the product registration, or it could be a 15% discount. It could be any strategy, but the thing is they are giving us the customer email which is associated with their Amazon account, which is quite powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Infusionsoft, and under the campaigns I've created a small campaigns which is these are the landing pages. The first landing page is saying, okay, register for the lifetime guarantee, and it is using the form builder code to get the email ID, and the next bit is a thank you page. Now once you have got those two builds, so Infusionsoft is going to give you the URL. So what you have to do is simply go there and ask for what is your thank you. So it's going to create a form based on the information provided. The first is once the form has been submitted, where it should lead to. So I'm going to say, okay, this is going to lead to this thank you page, and it says, okay, which tag you would like to apply, if that email ID is matched, if this email ID is not matched, or if there is no data. So I'm going to use the tags which we have applied earlier. So match found, and no history, and I'm gonna say no data. Yeah. And you have an option here whether you want to include in your form the order ID and the email ID. I would suggest not to include that, because this is information is only needed for your internal purposes. When the form is going, you just want to ask for their the real email IDs, and we can do all the magic behind that. So let's say you click on generate. What it's gonna do is it's gonna generate a form for you, a small form which you can use, which you can copy and paste this whole form into the landing page. So I'm gonna go to Infusionsoft, go to my lifetime registration guarantee page. Okay, and I will apply this form. I will select, okay, let me show you how it's gonna work. So there is, in the form there is add elements, and you can use the code, and as soon as you apply the code and click on the code, you can actually copy and paste the form information which you have got it from the UnifieCom app. So once it is done, click on the next tab. You can apply your Facebook pixels here and all those information. So this is how it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna publish that, and we can test how it's looking like. So how it's gonna work is you will give their email ID and they click on submit button. So once they click on the submit button, it says thank you, we are verifying your details, and you will get guarantee confirmation over email within 24 hours. So you can have any sort of thank you information. It's just to showcase how this whole system works. Let's go back to the Infusionsoft system. So what's going to happen is, now we are applying 3 tags here. Now I want to automate the process where I would say, okay, if the match is found, so I'm going to apply the same tag. Okay, so my objective is, okay, if the match is found, I'm gonna drop in a specific email, okay, hey, your guarantee is registered, and you can get all the information about the orders, and you can customize the email and say thank you, and also you can create some sort of coupon and send it across to them. So you can decide what email you would like to send to the customer who is your Amazon customer. Now for example, the situation is where these are your Amazon customers. It is there, they may have bought it from you a long time, which is why the data is not in Infusionsoft system. So these are the old customers. So maybe you don't want to register their guarantee because they are the old customers, but what you can give is, hey, you know what, okay, I can't see your product you have purchased in the last 3 or 6 months, but I want to give you 15% discount. Use this coupon and buy our product, and you can register that product for lifetime guarantee. The other thing is, let's say there's no data, which means they're actually not your email, they're not your Amazon customers. So what you will do is just simply send them any sort of offers. Okay, thank you, we just looked at our database and we couldn't find you, that you are our customer. However, we want to have a nice relationship with you, and here's your 25% coupon code, just to welcome you to our community, or just to welcome you to our company. And that way what you're doing is you're trying to nurture all the customers, whether they are non-Amazon or the Amazon, and giving them specific ways to nurture and allow them to buy the products from you. Now once you have the email IDs, you have opened the enormous windows of what you can do with them. You can use that email ID and also the customer data, because in UnifieCom and Infusionsoft you have the data about what they have purchased, how long they have purchased, what is the total value of amount when they have purchased, and we are also doing the RFM segmentation. So you have the data, use that data like Amazon is using that, and send the specific campaigns, email campaigns to them, create in Facebook audiences, and you can have the enormous possibilities of how you'd like to market that. So this is how the new email hack works. Just to summarize how it works is, you have to find the strategies to get the email IDs, real email IDs, and you will apply those email IDs into our system, and our system is gonna find in your Amazon database is that email ID belongs to any of your orders or not. If it is, it's gonna match that and update that in the Infusionsoft CRM. The same functionality you can use it by using the uploading the CSV file, and the other option which is fully automated is you can create the nicer landing pages and offer pages, and you can allow the customers to go and opt in automatically. So basically you don't have to do any manual process of doing it a CSV file, but your customers is coming to your store, coming to your websites, or looking at the inserts and giving their real email IDs. Now these email IDs, why it is so powerful is because these email IDs is associated with their Amazon account. So these are not their junk email IDs as many people use. These are the important email IDs. So the effectiveness of your email communications will be very, very strong. So I hope you got some idea how this whole thing works, and I would like to hear back from you. This is still in beta phase, so we are still tweaking and changing, making it more nice user interface. So yes, so thank you so much for listening to me, and I would love to have your comments and any sort of suggestions on these announcements. So thank you so much, and speak to you soon.